It's a pleasure now to welcome to our show in our studios in Canberra a man who's had a very big weekend. He's back on the front bench for the Liberal Party. Please welcome former leader of the Liberal Party, John Howard. Mr. Howard, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bert. Very nice to be here again.
How's the feeling? Are you a happy man?
Oh, I'm very happy to be back in the front line, and I want the Liberal Party to win. And that's been my motivation all along, and I'm therefore very much looking forward to the next few months, because there's going to be a lot happening, and I want to play a part in that.
I've got a feeling your auto cue's not working. Just look straight to that camera if you can.
I am.
No,
should I look?
That's it. That's the John Howard we know and remember and love.
It's the guys up here who told me to look at that other thing.
You know very well. You never listen to anyone in Canberra, Mr. Howard.
Indeed. Well, that's where you turned it right off now. I can't even see the freeze frame of you.
Well, that's good. Andrew Peacock, did he want you back or did he need you back?
Well, I suppose you ought to ask him that. I think it's best to say that there was a lot of pressure from all around the country for it to happen. And whatever may have happened in the past between us, and you can't alter that, there is a determination, certainly a professional determination, for the two of us to work together so that the Liberal Party wins.
Yep, of course, your political enemies could not take one thing away from you, and that is, when you lost the leadership under those circumstances, there was not just a wave of sympathy, but there was so much outrage about the way in which it was done. Would I be fair in saying that maybe, as the result of you losing the leadership in that way, you gained more friends and more supporters?
Well, some people have been ironic enough to say that that is the case. One never knows. It's a hell of a way to find out. But the reality is that the rank and file of the Liberal Party wanted such talents as I might have available. They wanted those utilised, and I think from the Liberal Party's point of view, the outcome of the weekend is very satisfactory, to say the least.
Okay, Wilson Tuckey has gone from the front bench, but Senator Cheney is still there as Deputy Leader, and of course John Moore is still on the front bench. Does that please you, or otherwise?
Well, there ultimately matters for the party in the case of Senator Cheney, and for the leader in the case of Mr Moore. I mean, it's not for me to say who should be the Deputy Leader or who should be this or that. I believe that taking into account everything that had happened and the passage of time and the need for the Liberal Party to be seen to be mobilising everybody available to assault and confront the government, that deciding to come back was the best thing for the Liberal Party, and I hope the best thing for Australia.
Yeah, well, of course, given your portfolio, your shadow portfolio, you're going to have to work very closely with Senator Cheney, aren't you?
Yes, I won't have any trouble doing that. I have a long-standing professional commitment to the Liberal Party as well as an emotional one, and it's often been the case in the past that you are obliged to work with people with whom you may have had differences, and I don't want to emphasise. I mean, what happened a few months ago is well known. There's nothing achieved by churning it over again. It's happened, and you can't alter it, but the higher requirement on all of us, if we care about our party and about the country's future, is to make the best fist of it, and to try and not only get our own act together, but to collectively present a solid alternative to the present government, and hopefully the Australian people will make a judgment in our favour. Yeah,
John, I believe you said to Laurie Oakes yesterday on Sunday that it would be ridiculous for you to suggest that you and Andrew Peacock are close and like each other, but you obviously have this ability to work together, you believe now, do you?
I do. What I said yesterday is true. I mean, one of the things that I won't indulge in is the humbug of sometimes of politics, of the phony love-up, where you can pretend something exists when it doesn't. I am willing and anxious to work with my colleagues, whatever the past differences, because together we can provide the Australian people with a better government.
Yeah,
if I weren't prepared to do that, I should really be willing to give the game away.
Yeah, are you still formed material? Do you still believe that the leadership could be yours one day?
Well, Bert, all ambitious people want to go right to the top. However, to be realistic, there are only two contestants for the lodge at present, and not one of them is me.
Yeah, that could change, though.
Well, that's purely hypothetical. It's not a hypothesis that I'm seeking to encourage.
Is there now a touch of the Bill Haydens about you, Mr. Howard? I mean, are you playing Bill Hayden to Andrew Peacock's Bob Hawke?
Oh, I wouldn't seek to play anything other than John Howard to anybody. There are my own personality traits and my own style, and I wouldn't seek to imitate anybody. There are, I suppose, some coincidental parallels, but I am a different person from Mr. Hayden, and I have different motivations, and I don't really draw any comparison.
Could you see yourself as...
And in any event, I certainly don't believe in people being practising politicians being appointed as Governor-General. I said that before, and I'm not going to alter my position.
You wouldn't take on the role of Governor-General if offered you?
Look, it is presumptuous to even talk about it, but as a general principle, I don't believe in practising politicians occupying the position.
It's not a bad job, a beautiful home, and all you can drink at the Melbourne Cup.
Well, I'm
You wouldn't consider it?
Next question, Bert.
The next comment I want to make is to wish you well on the front bench. Finally, is it an unusual feeling because, given what you've told me and given what you told Laurie yesterday, are there difficulties? Do you see ahead in trying for government for the Liberal and National parties any perhaps inherent problems raising themselves again between?
Bert, I don't see any insurmountable difficulties. Of course, there are personal difficulties of different dimensions, but if you have a strong belief that your party can provide a better government for this country, and I do, and if you are prepared to put achieving that goal in front of everything else, which I'm prepared to do, then those other difficulties can be overcome. Not in any way gainsaying what has happened in the past. Nothing can alter that, and nothing can alter the impact it has on your own attitudes. But if you want your party to win, if you believe in a different kind of society, which I do, and a kind of society that my party can provide, then you will work very hard to achieve that, and you will work with people in a professional manner to bring it about.
Okay, well, given that you've said that you and Andrew don't necessarily like each other, I suppose spending Christmas with Wilson Tucky is out of the question.
You leave me speechless.
A politician speechless?
Yeah.
Have you heard from Mr. Tucky?
No.
Do you expect to?
No. And but I don't want to dwell on him or the events that happened. I mean, it's there for all to see, and I don't see any point in labouring the point.
Okay, just so long as he's not back there in Western Australia at the moment, finally honing an iron bar, eh?
Well, I haven't the faintest idea.
Good
You want to try and interview him?
Okay. Not good to interview you, Mr. Howard, and thanks for your time. I appreciate how busy you are today, and as I mentioned before, good luck. You're back on the front bench, and I hope the next couple of months are good for you.
Thanks, Bert.
Good on. John Howard in Canberra. And